Today we'll discuss about the bids, particularly during the acceptance of bid. As you know that generally we have two systems where we have L1 bid system and QCBS system in construction or the works, and we accept the bids based on the criteria which we adopt. So we'll be discussing this L1 system and QCBS system. L1 system means least cost selection system, and QCBS means quality come cost based selection system. And these both are followed in the works, and therefore we will discuss both of them. Also, we will be discussing if something else is possible. Let us first discuss least cost selection method, or LCS or L1 method. Least cost selection means the bidder who quotes the least rates or lowest rates is selected for award of the work. Now, least cost selection or L1 method is adopted or carried out based on single bid system or two bid system. Now, in single bid system, generally small works are awarded based on this system, and this is followed by inviting single bid, financial bid, and whosoever is bidding the lowest bid, and then he is selected for award of the work. Now, this is followed in many government organizations, and there are two critical views. One, who are in favor of this system, and two, there are against of this system. They don't want to adopt it. So both will be discussing, and then let me tell you that generally these bids or tenders on single bid system are invited from enlisted or registered contractors in the organization or various organizations. So it means that the credential or qualification criteria of the bidders is examined during the enlistment or during the registration. So we cannot say that in LCS or L1 system no qualification, no examination has been done, but this has been done during the process when enlistment or registration has been done. So it is based on that system, not but during receipt of the bids. Sometimes post qualification criteria is also included in the tender, and then open bids are invited on single bid system. In that case, first the bidders post qualification is examined, and if they are not qualifying for that, they are not considered responsive bids. So only from the responsive bids, then the financial bidding is examined, final bids are examined, and lowest is awarded the work. Therefore, L1 concept is adopted, though after post qualification in such system, but still it is not based on selection of the best. However, there is a likelihood of better selection process than inviting directly for directly the financial bid without examining the post qualification criteria. Because during registration or enlistment, the criteria is examined based on 1 or 2 or 3 works which he has done during last some fixed years, say 5 years or 7 years or whatever it is. Now, in two bid system, this is based on technical evaluation of the selection, and then it is checked that whether the bidders have the eligible criteria which we have stipulated, whether based on the work in hand or for which bids are being invited. Generally, criteria like similar work experience, performance, quality, and also financial capacity. These are the things which are examined, and including sometimes personnel, what he is having, or TNP, etc. Then once the bids have been examined, and the technically qualified bidders, they are considered as eligible bidders, and then from the eligible bidders, lowest bidder is selected for award of the work. Therefore, here also L1 concept is there. So we adopt L1 concept in 2-bit system also, though through pre-qualification, and hence it is not based on the best. However, we can say that there is likelihood of better selection process than single bit system without post qualification criteria or to technical evaluation. Now, in QCBS, as the name suggests, quality cum cost based system or selection. This generally quality or performance is assessed by a team based on presentation, documents, or inspection of works which have already been carried out or are under execution. So, based on that, the marks are awarded by the team members. So, this subjectivity comes in this one. That's why it is sometimes criticized, but still, criticism may be there, but in general, it may not be there. And generally, higher weightage is given to the technical criteria, which includes quality and also other parameters like we have discussed in post qualification, or even say suppose TNP as a financial resources, past experience, personnel, and so on. Now suppose what happens that higher weightage is given for the quality or technical criteria that may generally vary from 60 to 80%, and then 20 to 30% weightage is given for financial bid or financial cost of the bid. So it means that the lowest cost, whatever we have received in the bidding process, that fellow may not get the work, or his bid may not be accepted. So in this case, the bidder who scores maximum marks is awarded the work. So it is different from the LCS. Now in QCBS, as we have discussed that L1 concept is not adopted. Rather, individuals' past performance is also considered. So it may be considered that this is best among the bidders. Let us discuss now whether L1 concept does not lead to quality work, because the quality is always questioned in L1 concept, and there are many thoughts that L1 does not give the quality, and so it should be stopped. But concept of L1 has been adopted in many construction works from centuries, and probably globally. Does it mean that the quality of such works is poor? Answer is no, and it is not always that acceptance of L1 bidder may not necessarily lead to poor quality. It means there is quality is due to some other things. What is that? That also we can discuss. And then other things we can discuss, whether QCBS, which we say that it is quality based, that always leads to quality work. So we have been adopting concept of QCBS in consultancy works, training, security, etc. But answer is difficult because sometimes even in consultancy where we have been adopting QCBS, that has not given the best results. So it appears that it may not always be true that QCBS will necessarily lead to quality work, but still chances are more as the criteria or criteria of selection is from the best, and on higher rates generally from the lowest. It means that quality may not necessarily be connected with bid system alone, and we must understand that whether it is LCS or QCBS, they are the systems, because these systems are to be operated by someone else, whether he is engineer or the contractor or the engineers who are testing the sample. So they are some persons. So quality may not necessarily be connected to the bid system alone. because mostly it depends on the persons. These are only the dead systems. So that is one part. Though criteria of quality is built in the bidding system, it may not be properly evaluated in some cases, that we can agree. So if, but then this is also fact, if the bidder has quoted substantially lower than the justified cost, it is not practically possible to expect the desired quality from such bidder. So there are maybe chances that the L1 bidder has uh, quoted just at par or nearly same bid as the justified cost, or he has quoted higher than the justified cost, or maybe that he has quoted lower than the justified cost and substantially lower than the justified cost. So again, this may not be surety of the best quality. So quality depends some other factors also. So let us discuss first the case where the bidder in L1 case has quoted higher. Higher, if he is quoted, then nobody says that he will give the poor quality. So system, there we say that system is not connected to the quality. Now, if he has quoted almost same as the justified cost, then also we don't question the system. System is questioned particularly when the L1 bidder is quoting substantially low. Now, suppose the work is of 100 crores and somebody has quoted 90 crores, it means he has quoted 10 crores less than the market rate or the justified cost. So naturally, he would like to get some profit because he is in commercial or business, commercial establishment or business. So naturally, he needs some profit. From where the profit will come? Now, this is the major question. So, in such cases where the contractor quotes low rates, there are two types of cases have been given. One in maintenance contracts, second in construction contracts also. In maintenance contracts, it is observed that the contractor quotes too low rates, maybe 30% lower, 40% lower, 50% lower, and so on. But in construction contracts, it is seen that he may be quoting 6%, 7%, 8%, 10% below the justified cost. So even 10% below the justified cost, no contractor is going to work. Um, it is sure, because he is in business. So from where he gets the money? Ultimately, you see, he may be getting the overall money from the work equivalent to justified cost. Now, I think in such case, what happens that the contractor tries to ask for the variations. Variations means additional items or the deviations. So what happens that he tries that he will be getting the rates for the variations which are market rates or higher than the market. So he will get compensation from this variation what he is quoted low. Second, maybe that he is really doing the substandard work, which will be acceptable or accepted by the engineer. It means that he doesn't give substantially low quality, but certainly lower quality than the specified. There also some percentage. It's not possible that the contractor who is quoting even 10%, 12% below the justified costs, he will go for very highly substandard quality. So maybe that some money he is getting from there. And then maybe third, that is quite possible, is that he may be thinking that he will be getting compensation. So he delays the work, and once suppose 2 years work is there and he is delaying by 1 year, and in 1 year he is getting say 6% of the compensation, then maybe that some 2% or 3% he is getting compensated because of the escalation. So, and he is really not paying to the workers, or he is already purchased the materials and all that, whatever it is, he is given the advance and so on. So maybe that he tries that the total cost of work is almost at par with the justified cost. So that way, because his establishment cost is lower, so he may compromise with some safety also. So that way, he tries to manipulate the things. Now, the question is whether this system allows, whether L1 system allows for that. That doesn't allow. It is the persons, or it is the engineers, or the employer, or other persons, or the contractor. They are allowing it. So, in case suppose the engineer is there, or the accepting authority is somebody is the accepting authority, and they do not allow and all that, then it is really not possible for the contractor even to quote the lower rates. And also, contractor knows very well that if it is not possible, he will not get the profit, so he will leave the job, he will leave the work. So it means basically the L1 system probably is now not is basically not being accepted, because the engineers or the employer or the architects who are supervising officers are there, they have to think for that. Now, after this, suppose someone says that we should change the L1 system. Suppose L1 system is changed, and suppose we say that 10 if the bid is 10% below, we will not accept, or it will be rejected. More than 10% suppose below is there, then it will be rejected. What will happen? The many of the contractors, they will be voting just 10%. So then it will be very difficult to accept the bids, because there may be 2, 3, 4 contractors who have quoted just 10% below whatever is acceptable. We have seen this such things in security contracts. So that may not be working well also. Now, sometimes we are saying that let standard deviations will be there, and that we should apply standard deviations. So above some, we will fix up that level, and below that level, below some percentage, we will not consider that those bids. It may work out well, but there also manipulation is possible, because suppose 4 5 bits are expected, then somebody can manipulate by giving 3 4 bits in different names, and then can get the work at higher rates. So basically, it is not the system, it is the persons who are operating, whether it is contractor or engineer or other persons involved. They are basically responsible for this. And in maintenance, if we say, then again, if suppose we have stipulated the quantities and the quality and the specifications, if the contractor is not bringing them, and his materials and workmanship is being accepted, then certainly he will continue to quote such low rates. There are some places where I've seen that the lower rates are not bidded, but there are some places where lower rates are received. So this is basically because the engineers or the officers, they don't accept the poor quality work. So with this, what we can say is that in QCBS, let us consider quality come cost based system. There, if we are adopting, then we must ensure that the criteria is transparent. That is very important. So it doesn't give the chance for manipulation or subjectivity. But that is not practically possible all the times. Many of us know that when we invite the tenders, then the contractor is providing the name of the work, and naturally he will be providing the work which he has done of the best quality and in best possible time, without extension of time, without cost overrun or time overrun. So there, if we are going for inspection, we are going to get the best, but he might have done number of works. So where there we are not going. So these things are to be seen by the employer or by the engineer, because it's not necessary that he has done all good quality work and he will be getting same scores from all the works. And suppose it is there, then it is really good. So because we know that establishment cost is higher, and but so normally we get a little higher rates, but doesn't matter if we are ensuring the quality, then even the client doesn't mind, but it is again to be ensured. So problem is that when we go in QCBS, the mostly um, contractors who are large companies or big contractors, they generally come. And for small contractors or middle level contractors, it becomes difficult. So the work is going only to the large contractors. And we know that in many cases, like EPC contracts, we are allowing even say suppose 40% subcontracting. And what happens that they subcontract the work up to the extent of suppose 40% to these contractors, lower level contractors or middle level contractors, or the contractors who are not financially sound to that extent. Then the work quality what we are getting is off though that contractor who is actually doing the work, but then profit is being shared by that small contractor or middle level contractor also, as well as big contractor or the company. So then again, then QCBS will not be same what we are expecting for the quality, what we have discussed or what we thought for under QCBS, because they are not doing 100% work. So again, so what is important is that whenever we prepare the tender document, we should be very sure what we are doing, and probably we need to introspect in this case that what should be done when we receive the L1 bid, and so whether we must stick to the quality and we should not compromise at all. Then probably you will see that this quality will not depend on the system. And let me tell you that there are large contractors who are always quoting the rates at par with justified cost. There may be few contractors who are quoting lower than the justified cost, and because of them, this system is getting really ruined. So this basically, if the system is good, then contractors should come forward, engineers should come forward, everybody should come forward, and then any system, both the systems can be followed. It's not that QCBS system is not good. QCBS system is also good. L1 system is also good, but those operating the systems, so that they matter. That is all. Thank you very much. I am KM Soni, retired ADGC. Thanks a lot.